Alexa, main 30%.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, main 30%.
Okay.
Good evening, people, if there's people in the room. I'm just trying to find the ridiculous pain in the ass way of where all my stuff is that I've ever downloaded on my 3DS. Because, as usual, when you are account changing and updating and swapping and shit, Nintendo are the most convoluted bullshit system I have ever met while I'm gaming. Like, I'm still not sure this is my right account, and I swapped it from my other machine. But I cannot find all the stuff I have bought on the store. Can't find a place to find it. Can't find where to look for it. And it says here software search, so I'm thinking we'll check that. Alright, Benji. But all it is looking for any software you can. Benji, you're the man to ask. Even though you've got a dodgy DS. Where the fuck do I look? Sam was fine, that's cool. Where do I look for all my software that I've ever bought on the 3DS? Because I'm 99% certain my account that I've connected to this new DS is not the right one. Hi Brian. Because I'm looking and I just can't find anything. And I know I've downloaded Hatsune Miku, I've got digitals, I've had review games of it. I can't find a single thing that I've ever bought. And if I go to Hatsune Miku in the store, it still says I've got to buy it. And I know damn well that I've had it before. Which makes me question whether I've got the right account set up on here. Go to the e-store and there's an account option. Somewhere it's in the same place you add money to, I think. Unfortunately, yeah, we know that. Right, so I'm on the store. I go to menu. Back to main menu, redeem code, software search, watch list, submit reviews, add funds, or settings/other. So I go to settings/other and it's redeem download code, scan QR code, available updates, account activity, re-downloadable software. And I know you're thinking, that's it, click that. I'll click re-downloadable software. The only thing it's got is YouTube and Tamagotchi Life, which I've downloaded in the last 24 hours. There is nothing... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The connection to the server has timed out. Try restarting the eShop. Do you know I had this problem yesterday, by the way? Do you know that I've had to switch this machine off now twice? I've had to power it off and power it back on because the eShop won't connect properly. So how's about that fucker? Because that ain't cool for a brand new piece of kit, is it? And I've never known that to be happening before. I think I've just found it. I think I've just found it, but it farted on me. Where the list was, there was a box right on the bottom. And it said, things you've downloaded. That might be the one, but when I pressed it, the fucking thing crashed. By the way, apologies for being late tonight, guys, on the old stream. I've had a cranky gamer listen around for a couple of hours for a chat and shit. And it's been pretty cool. Right, so we'll go to menu. We'll go to settings, other. We will go to re-downloadable software. And in the bottom corner it says here, yes, it said YouTube and Tamagotchi, but right in the bottom it says titles you've downloaded. So I click it. Fucking, all it's got is the 3 things I've downloaded to this machine. It's got YouTube, Monster Hunter Demo and Tamagotchi Life. I can't find anything I've previously owned, which is bullshit, to be quite frank, which makes me think I've got the wrong account linked up on here, but I don't know what the other one is. Which brings me back full circle to why Nintendo annoys the fuck out of me. I've never known a system so arse backwards, ever. From day one. Day one. I mean, I cannot find my anything. Oh, it is. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, in fact, I've done. Fuck it. Can't be bothered. And last night when I tried, after the stream, I tried because I was going to play some of my old games. Which card are you running in your 3DS? The one that came with the brand new system. Bollocks. Yeah, I've got a 4 gig one installed. But don't forget, it's brand new. Now, I'll tell you what happened. So the brand new system I started yesterday, okay? So the brand new system I started yesterday. When you're going through the setup that's clean, I got my old one, which I've still got, because I've not sold it yet to the person that's buying it. So it gives you the option to transfer. Now, I've got shit on there, loads of it, or I did have. But get this, when it transferred, it didn't transfer the games over. It just transferred the account over, which then led me to believe, in theory, I should get and just go and download the other stuff. But I can't find it. It won't let me fucking find it. So then late last night I thought, you know what, let me just double check if it's the right account, because I did find some old details that I've wrote down and the account didn't match the account that I'd put on. But the account that I hadn't matched, I couldn't lock in. I couldn't get the password, so I just couldn't be fucked, and it told me to just wipe it clean and start again. So I did, and I put the old account back on that was originally, but it's not got my system. And I think I need to reset the password of the old one, which I might try and do tomorrow. But it's just such a fucking ball ache. And an unnecessary one. It is a ball ache. It's a pain in the ass. So fucking unnecessary. That's the trouble with it all. By the way, it's exactly the same size as my phone. Do you know that? One of life's great mysteries. So anyway, yeah, I've had a nice cranky gamer listener all night for a couple of hours chat. Then, by the way, I would have been on this game like half an hour ago, except I logs onto this and there's a fucking update, isn't there? And the update's taken like 20 minutes. And by the way, I am on the beta 5.1 firmware. I got invited to the beta 5.0 this afternoon and I've installed it and I'm on it right now. And before anybody asks, let's just say don't get fucking excited. Because if you do get it, you will not notice any differences straight away off the bat. It will literally be identical. What happens is, when you get the few little nuances, and there's some nice touches like you can create a custom friends list, which I like, because I can put all my real friends in it and keep them separate. So that was a nice touch. So whenever you find a new item that's on the new firmware, it instantly puts a message up. So when I pressed my quick button today, I got a message saying that now notifications are in that quick button by default, which some people might like, some people may not. I then got a notification say custom friends lists I can do. I got a notification when I went into, I think, something else. But I'm telling you now, right now, guys, it's nothing to get fucking excited about. And until we get the official release, which I think is the first week in September, I am streaming at 1080p 60 frames per second. But let me just say this, Brian. That they said, I saw that on the leaked white paper saying that's now been, that it's on there. Well, let me just tell you now, that setting was already there on the Pro. When you upgraded to the PlayStation Pro, that setting was on the streams that you did. So I could never get my head around them saying that. Because they said it, and I sat there and said, well, that's already on there when we got the Pro. So I couldn't, I didn't figure that one out, unless I'm missing something. But, by the by. Quick update for some crazy stuff I've done today. Well, not crazy stuff. You guys remember this? You guys remember this beautiful piece of kit? It might be, I've no idea, Prudy. You guys can tell, not me. Remember this beautiful piece of kit? The low-free Bluetooth keyboard that I supported on Indiegogo from a company called Low-Free. One of the coolest pieces of kit. No, but I'm on 5.0 power and they've updated it, mate. That's one of the things on the new thing. That's what we're just discussing. I've got the firmware beta, and that was one of the additions, apparently. Anywho, well, I don't know if you're obviously getting information from somewhere, but that's supposed to be part of the firmware. The 60 frames per second 1080p is supposed to be part of this 5.0. So I don't know how you're getting that information, but that's supposed to be doing it. But anyway, back to this. Low-free, beautiful keyboard, cost a fortune. Best thing I've got in the house. Gorgeous. This. It's a proper mechanical keyboard for the Mac and Windows and Bluetooth and everything. Gorgeous piece of kit. Made by Low-free. The reason I'm talking about it, I got an email from them today stating that they've now got their second Kickstarter project. And let me just say, I'm not going to go into details on here because I want to get into this game, but I'll be talking about it in the show on Sunday. I pledged straight away. Whatever the item is, I went straight in, gave them my dollars. It's out in September. Let me just say, I can't wait to talk about it on the show. These guys make some cracking stuff. That keyboard is gorgeous. Let me just say, the thing I've absolutely pledged again is just outstanding. So I will tell you on the show on Sunday in a bit more detail, but I can't wait. In fact, it got me so excited today when I saw it. It's a funny story actually, I made a really big error. When I went to look at the project, I watched the video and thought, oh my god, that's gorgeous, I want one. But then I saw the pledges, because that's how Kickstarter works. So I clicked the pledge, saw the numbers and thought, oh my god, that's ridiculous. But I miscalculated. And I was very fortunate to notice at the very last second that I was going to click off the page. And let me just say this thing, for some unknown reason, they was using Hong Kong dollars as their currency for this project. And of course, Hong Kong dollars is like fucking one of them stupid things that hundreds and hundreds of Hong Kong dollars is like a dollar. So I'd miscalculated and I went and looked into it a bit further. And it was way, 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 way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. As soon as I saw it, click, done, pledged, one of the early birds. Should get one in September. Can't wait. And I'll tell you what, it is on Sunday. Anywho, this has had an update, by the way. This is why this was a little bit later even for me. I clicked go. It had a piece of update 1.01. Basically, the stats are saying on it that it's a bit of localization, a bit of audio sync, and they said they've toyed with the AI of the opponents, which is a bit... I don't know whether that's worrying or whatever. But shall we get into this straight away, because it's late. Any news what Sony will do at Gamescom, i.e. Pro, price drop or new IP? No, the only news out of Gamescom that I've heard today is that they are going to announce the pre-order of the Xbox X on Sunday. Personally, I think they should be announcing the delay of the Xbox X on Sunday. In my opinion, but that's just me. Well, it's actually not just me, it's quite a few other people as well. But, oh yes, for people in the room, I'm trying to get a key sorted. This was cool, this was the bridge. So I did run up there. Can't wait not to pre-order. I don't think... I'm standing here and saying I don't think I'm going to pre-order. And you know I do always pre-order my stuff. You guys know that. It's just that... Ugh. Benji, at this current rate, mate, there'll be $200 pretty fucking quick. What model number is my TV? Oh, Christ, are you really asking me that? Do you know how hard it is to find out a model number of a fucking LG TV? There is some buttons I can press, actually, on my remote. Bear with. Just go on to... No, you're alright, mate. Don't be daft. Don't be silly. Just go on to AO... No, I'll find it. I think you press mute 3 times. Bear with. Have you got a pen? Get a pen, because it's a stupid number. I think we press mute 3 times. It's a snazzy thing you can do. It's a little trick. So bear with. I'll see if it comes up. But get a pen. It's popped up. It is. The model number is as follows. 65UJ670V-ZD. Did you get that? That's a cool thing, by the way, actually. And the best place to look for it is on AO.com. They've just said the final task. We're at the final task. We are at the fucking final task.
Bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid.
Are you
That is our
thinking of
gift.
getting one, mate? Is that
Our
what you
duty.
is that what you want the number for?
I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
The sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set
By the
sail.
way, I'm printing on my printer at the minute. You know my little square fidget cube that I've got? My tiny little handheld square fidget cube. Which I do believe is here, behind my glass. 1 second. Depends what your budget is, mate. I mean, you don't want to talk about budget, fair enough. But the budget, I can give you a couple of tips as well. There's my little fidget cube, look. It's tiny. Fits in my hand. And I can fidget, open and close. It's just a real cool thing, look. Okay? If I tell you now that on my printer is the same fidget cube design, and if I open that out, look, yeah, if you get that, can you see that? That's the base of it, look, okay? That's the flat base of it, rectangle. If I tell you the one on my printer bed right now, the flat base of it is that. So when you tip it on its side, I'm going to have one of these fidget cubes that's about that big. It's going to take a day and a half to print. And the reason I'm doing it is the guy that designed it on Thingiverse, I put a message on there and they said, I said I'm thinking of printing it going large because my printer can do that. And they replied and said, oh please, if you go large, can you print as a picture? So I thought, bugger it. And it's massive. No more than 50 to 700. Well, don't look for this TV, mate. It's 1,800 quid. So, I can tell you that right now. Now, if that's your budget, are you in the UK? If you're in the UK, go onto Amazon and type in Hisense 50-inch. And the Hisense 50-inch, it was my first 4K telly I had. And it retails on Amazon for about 400 quid. Thing is, it sells out every time they get some in. So you may want to put an email notification. But I'm going to tell you right now, mate, for the budget, you will not be disappointed with that Hisense TV. At all. It's a gorgeous, beautiful telly for 400 quid. It's 4K. It's got HDR. They had an update on the firmware. And for that budget, mate, it's purely a cracker. And I can vouch for it because I had one for about 8 months. Somebody asked about AO. When is my next AO? You're allowed one every 6 months. And I think that runs at about June, July, August, September, October. About end of October, November, I should be getting another chance of a review product for them. And before anybody asks, do I know what it is? No. And do you get any input? No. Totally random. They choose. They send you a list of about 8 products just on links, and you click one and choose one of the products. Oh, I thought I'd been down here, you prick. So yeah, that's what it is. I think I was told I can drop them. Yeah, somebody else has said that, mate, because I think AO do stock consoles. It could well be, because what you've got to realise is as well, the way that AO do their reviewers for reviewers like myself, it's always brand new stuff. That's what I can tell you. Because the TV that I had, this one, I got that offered to me on May the 7th-ish, around that time. This TV was only bought out in April. Because LG want the reviews for it, as do AO want the reviews, because there was none on the site. Yeah, I did go higher up last night, Brian, but what I've got to do, mate, I think I've got to get I think there's going to be different levels, look. I think we've got to get right up and right down and stuff like that. I'm just checking the area because I haven't been round here yet. So yeah, the AO thing is pretty cool. It's always going to be a new item. That's the point. That's why they do it. I think this is the second part, guys. I'm going to do the bridge here. There you are.
She can do it.
So you see, I've got to do sections. So I've now got to go to a part to get that. And I think that's going to be higher up or across. So we know what we've got to do. I need to put this headphone on. I'm missing that right voice.
She must see. She has the sight.
So yeah, the AO thing is always a new product that's just out. So whenever that is, because I saw, remember the last MacBook that came out? You know, the snazzy one with the things across the top. I know that a couple of reviewers on AO got one of them when that came out at the time. Yeah, they got one of them, which I think was like, wouldn't be about $2-3 grand. So yeah, there's a couple of reviewers on there that are in the system that basically got one of them. But it just is, it's to test new products. It's as simple as that. I don't think that is the right thing to do. This is going to be a bit of a pain in the arse puzzle, I've got a feeling. Thoughts on Matterfall? Yeah, to people, I was planning to stream Matterfall, and I have to say I played it after the stream last night. I played it for about 40 minutes, and I've got to say, it was okay. I played 2 levels. I got on with it after the second level. It was okay. But I will say this,
She's underway.
I don't think
She can see. She must align herself. She can do it.
it's not Housemarque's best game, one of the best games, I will say. And I will actually go as far as to say it's probably the worst one they've done. Some people may like it, some people may not. For me, I may stream a bit of it so you guys can have a look at it. But I have to say, it's not one of the best. I'm not going to lie. Well, guys, we've got to repair this bridge, haven't we? That's the puzzle, so we can get across there to the end game. The thing is, I've got to figure out how many fucking walls and steps and shit to go up to do the illusion. So, if we look up, there's a bridge up there. If you could only have 3 gadgets in your life, what would they be and why? What to keep? Like if somebody said, right, you only can have 3 gadgets, that's it. iPad would be number 1, because that's just attached to me because I use my emails and it's a chat to people. It's basically one of my top gadgets ever, and I still think it's a brilliant piece of kit, period. I think the iPad actually in future should be an iconic, it should be an iconic thing. You know, in like 50, 100 years time when they look at iconic gadgets, I think the iPad should stand the test of time and should be high up there. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal piece of kit. And to be honest, I would really love one of the latest ones. You know, the like top dogs bollocks ones. But they're ridiculous money. They're like 500-600 quid, I think. And I think I draw the line at that. But iPad would be one. Some people may say mobile phone. I could actually survive without a mobile phone. As sad as it is, and this is just my life, you guys know, I've only got 4 people on my mobile phone. I've got literally 4 people on my mobile phone, 2 of which I speak to regular, 1 person I speak to occasionally, and the 4th person very rarely. So in honest terms, my mobile phone, I've got 2 people. So I could live without a mobile phone quite easily. So I would not say a mobile phone. I'd have to put a gaming console in there, because I just think that's just part of my life and what I enjoy doing, and I think I would have to put one of them in there. Now as for the third, let me think about it. Third gadget that you could The only gadgets you could have. So what have I said so far? I've said iPad, console, PS4 I'd say for now. Cool, third gadget. Third gadget. Oh, that's a tough one. It's a good question though. Third gadget, what would it be? If you're taking a console, won't you need a TV? Oh, don't be pedantic. You're on form again, Benji. We'll take it for granted that if you have a console, you get one. No, because I'll connect it to my iPad in some magic way. But that's being pedantic. We're not counting that as an answer. We're not counting the TV. How the fucking hell do I get down here, guys? Can you not remember? Oh, it's down here. Can I repair that from here? No. Third gadget. I'm guessing that most of you answering the same question, by the way. I'm guessing that most of you here would count mobile phone. I guess you would you not? You lot would be real. I bet you'd really be on mobile phones, wouldn't you? I think that would be part of your guys' choices. Wouldn't be mine. 3D printer. I could say 3D printer, I guess. That would be a nice choice, I guess. Because I think that would be... I could make stuff with it. I guess.
The Northmen say the world will come to
Home server. Would you... Is that one of your things you'd rely on?
the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other.
I wouldn't know what a home server is if I'm being... And that's being a bit thick, probably.
Times will be hard.
You see, I'll do a bit of a caveat thing. I would say...
The wind will
By the way, I think I came down here. Did I not come down here from last night? That's the only trouble with starting last night. I think I came down here, didn't I? Did I? Somebody remember from last night. This is the way I came into this place, is it not? But I'll just double check. Oh, go up. Right, okay, Brian. Oh, this is the place I did the fight, though, Brian, innit? Anyway, what I will say about my 3 choices, when I say I would be contemplating a MacBook in there, because then I'd be able to do the podcast and stuff still, or I'll be able to do my stuff that I like, or I would turn around and say, well, I'll say the iPad I have is the top range one, and then that can do most of the stuff the MacBook can do anyway. So that's cheating. Name 5 people, dead or alive, you would want to be on a desert island with, and why? Elvis Presley. Evening Hammered. Elvis Presley number 1. Jennifer Lawrence. Don't have to answer why for that, do I? I'll take it you've all got brains. So Elvis Presley, Jennifer Lawrence. Hiya, Splatter, mate. I am, mate. I'm doing alright at the minute. Thank you very much for asking. I'm doing okay, mate. And by the way, if anybody sees any subs pop in, give me a shout, because my iPad's on charge. By the way, my iPad choice of 3, I'd have one that's got a decent fucking battery. Because I think every iPad I have's got the shittiest battery on planet Earth. I'll mention my 3rd gadget in a minute when we guess. But we're going back to the 5 people. Elvis Presley. Jennifer Lawrence. Billy Connolly. Jason Statham. And Angelina Jolie. Is that 5? I think I'm actually going back on myself to where I was last night in this. This is going to be a long drawn out ass puzzle that is going to be just that, an ass pain in. I'll tell you now. Because I've just got a feeling I've gone back on myself here. I'd probably go for Tom Hanks in Castaway, yeah. You see, my theory is this. Elvis Presley, to sing. Music is the soul. Music can cheer you up. Music can make you sad. Music can make you happy. Music can cure illness. So that's that part. Jennifer Lawrence and Angelina Jolie, self-explanatory. Just beautiful women to look at and keep you entertained. Jason Statham to keep you guarded, hard as nails. And who did I have the other one? Elvis, Jennifer, Angelina, Jason. Yeah, we've seen it. I've seen it earlier. I stopped looking, mate. I said to Trafford, who's been round tonight, I just stopped looking at news. I don't think I've looked at news in a long time, mate. And I think, to be honest, we're getting to a stage now where I think you're better off just not looking at news. I really do. I just don't see the fucking point. I watch Roman Atwood. You know, I watch Roman Atwood, and their policy on his site is always this smile more, and he does a great, and he doesn't push it, because I hate all that shit. I hate all this philosophical American kind of, not bullshit, but you know, the kind of stuff that goes on. But he has a policy of like smile more. It's his trade. It's his tag. But he says a really good statement, and he said it last night, and I was feeling a bit down when I was watching his video, actually. And he made a statement to one of his friends who was going through something. And he actually said to him, and he stopped him in the street. They got out, and they'd been talking in the car, and he grabbed him, and he just grabbed him, and he says, listen. He says, you know, you're worrying about the thing. And he said, yeah. He says, you're worrying a lot, aren't you? And he says, yeah. He says, well, just listen to this philosophical thing I'm going to say. And he said, it's true. Why worry? He says, because worry has never, ever, ever changed the outcome of the thing you're worrying about. And I kind of sat there and thought, you know what? That's one of the best things I've heard. And it's so true. We all have things in his life where we worry. We've got something to do, or somebody to see, or something to get through. And it's worry. And he said, never ever worry about anything, because worry never ever change the outcome of what you're about to face. And it is so true and so clever. Roman Atwood vlogs, mate. He does a vlog for his family, and it's some right. I mean, it cheers me up, but God knows why. It should depress me more, because obviously I don't have a family anymore, and I've not nobody to be with. And that's what his vlogs are all about. He just vlogs about his family and his everyday life. And he's a very big YouTuber. He earns a lot of money. He's one of the biggest YouTubers about. He's got millions of subscribers. But I just like his vlogs. I just think they just cheer me up. And they've just had actually a brand new baby as well, literally weeks old. So it's just it's an enjoyable watch, mate. 'Cause he does some crazy shit as well. He's got some cool kit. He gets more stuff sent to him than any man on planet Earth. And it's just a pleasant vlog, and I'd recommend it to anybody. Might not be for you, might not be your cup of tea, you might not like that sappy crap, but you'll enjoy it. He does some cool stuff, and his family's just great. Last year he bought his dad a Corvette for his birthday, because as a child he used to drive past the Corvette factory and always say to his son, one day son, I'll have my favourite car. And last year, because he earned so much doing YouTube, he actually went and bought his dad a Corvette and wrapped it up in a bow and shit. And I was about in tears, I was. Soft sod me. And it was just great. And the reason I've remembered it is because it was his dad's birthday yesterday, which is a year down the line. And if you want to know what he bought him this year for his birthday, a picnic table. He did. He bought him a picnic table. I'm starting to struggle on this because we're talking, so we need to get through this puzzle, don't we? And we've got to fix that part of the bridge. But the weird thing is, it's all up there, so do I have to get right up to the top? This may be a strange question, but what was the chap you used to do your podcast with? I think Fly. His name was Fly. I don't know his real name, can't remember it, it's been that long. But the guy I used to do the podcast with is Fly. The American. This is going to be a pain in the arse puzzle, this one is. It really is. It just looks too big, too large. See, all the floaty bits are on that side, the opposite side, so we've got to get up there. Fuck it. I've got to go higher. I don't know, mate. We just had a bit of a mini fallout because of his, because of the time schedules for the show. I was just left waiting about quite a lot in the early hours of the morning, like 2, 3 o'clock, and it was just getting a bit much. And he was actually a full-time airline pilot for Delta Airlines. Nice bloke. I did like the bloke. Got on with him well at times. And I thought the show really was good when he was on it as well. And basically we it was just scheduling, and we had a fallout because I was sick of waiting around silly o'clock, because at that time I was married and I'd got a young child as well. So even though I've been very flexible in my time doing the show with all hosts, it was very difficult when you'd got a family. I think we've got to get higher, because I'm looking at it like this. There's the anomaly, okay? And that anomaly has got to flow into the gap down there, okay? And there's another anomaly there. So that anomaly might not be for the gap. So I think we've got to get up there to look down at it at an angle. But how the hell do we get up there? But I think this is the trick. And why is it raining in here, by the way? Could live stream the podcast. Very, very difficult, mate. Very difficult. Because the live stream, the podcast itself, although 99.9% is recorded virtually as you hear it, with very little breaks or very little times. A couple of us mute us microphones and go for a loo break, but I've always had a policy I like to, and I've always had this policy because it just cuts down in editing time. And I have this policy of when we sit down and do a take for the show, basically 7 o'clock, let's go, I want that to go in one take. I want one file to be from the beginning at 7 o'clock till we finish. Yes, the odd guy might type into chat and say, I need a loo break. I even do it. Because I drink a lot. Because you drink a lot of water. I drink loads of water when we record, because my throat gets really dry. That's why I drink water when I'm sat here. But So yeah, a live podcast would be hard. And I don't know how we'd actually do it as well. We have tried live stuff before. We've tried live stuff regarding... We've had Google Wonders. I know that thing there on the bridge. Oh, no. I've just figured it. Instead of looking down on that, I've got to look up at it. No, question's fine, Brian. And mate, you're not the only one to ask either. It's one of the most requested things that we get. Can we do a live thing? And we have tried Google Lives before. We've done a couple, and to be honest, we couldn't figure out the chat to be right. We couldn't figure out whether people were watching it. We did the show that way, but we just recorded it as normal. But we never got the thing to say, you know, basic things. Are people in the room? We just couldn't get it to work right. Not had much to eat today, and I'm actually starting to feel a bit hungry.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to.
We must be near the end now, aren't we, Hamid? Please tell me we
The
are.
wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
Anybody else getting the invites to 5.1 today? 5.0 firmware. There was a lot chucked out today, I think. Fucking flies in the bloody flat. Trying to bar me. Is XCOM worth it at $11.99? I'm not an XCOM fan, I've got to say. I would say no, more than hour and a half. Depends how well you do on the next bit. You mean it's basically the puzzle, isn't it, to basically get across this bridge? The voices on the bridge just before you come in were saying it's on the last bit, it's on the last thing, so we must be getting there. But it's just basically this puzzle that we're trying to do, I think. Fix this bridge is basically what we're trying to do. I've got a feeling, Hammered, about 5.0, mate, and a lot of people have been saying it. I've got a feeling about 5.0 that we might get, you know, when it breaks live in Fucking hell, how hard's he even with focus on? Oh, that's it. Chuck fucking 2 at us, because that's easy. Do you know what? I've actually enjoyed the fighting on this. Not gonna lie, this is actually like the fighting style of this. I haven't. If somebody showed me this fighting style before I'd played this game, I would say fuck off, no thank you very much. Take it. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Like one of the most enjoyable parts of it, and I think for the first time in a bloody long time in a video game that's involved hand-to-hand combat, I have absolutely got it down to a T. I know, for the first time I think, I have understood every single button, what it does, when to do it. Yes, I make the odd mistake, that's just AI. But I've never felt so comfortable in a gameplay with this kind of swordplay. And you've seen me play it, it just, when it flows, you can see the thing like the run, the kick, the swerve, the move, the focus, bang, the hold, the chop. Everything just feels fucking really good. I am tempted, I'm not going to lie, since I've got into the other futuristic one and this gameplay, I think I might try Bloodborne, because I think if I'm not mistaken, all you, if there's Dark Souls fans, I think I'm right in saying that Bloodborne is like the more tame one to jump into. Now, which door did I come through, guys? That's the only fucking outcome. I'd be good at Dark Souls. I think I would. Now I'm kicking ass and getting the expert shit. Tell me I've just fixed that in the first go. I have, haven't I? I've literally just fixed that straight away, didn't I? That did happen then, didn't it? Because that felt a bit weird. I think that happened too well. But I think I have fixed the bridge. I'm right. Yep, let's fuck off. I'm going to go up though, because I didn't go up at the beginning. See, RPG element in me. I think you manage it for sure. Might get frustrating. I have seen. Can I just say this as well? I've actually played about 2 hours of Bloodborne, and I've even got quite a way. You know when you drop down into the water and fought them things in the water, and then you went round the edges of the buildings up on the thing, and then you come back on yourself. I've actually played that like first area a lot, and I did actually get frustrated, not at the fighting, it kind of frustrated me, but I got pissed off at not being able to get anywhere. And I think that comes to the point of similar to this game where you've got to do certain stuff to get further, if I'm not mistaken.
And the people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
But tonight I see Derby County, Aston Villa and Birmingham are trying to sign a Southampton player on loan. I don't know who he is. I'd never heard of him, by the way. Big twat. Oh, you big fucker. Oh dear, this is big. Oh shit, this is big. I'm in trouble. I need some of these to die very quickly. Big twat. Oh, get out of the way, gal. Fucking hell, could we be any tighter on this bridge, do you think? Fuck me. Oh dear. Fucking hell, boys, this is hard. This is tough. Oh, fuck me. Oh, blown it, blown it, blown it, blown it, blown it. Fucking get away from this prick. Oh no, fuck off. I need to get away. I need to get through that bridge. Done it. Dead. I need to get away from this thing. No. Trapped at that door. Couldn't get round to get past the fucking door. That is narrow. You'll be able to see chat in your VR headset. Oh, you're kidding me, man. Oh, I've got to do all that again. Fuck me. Let me have a minute. Tough this one is, boys. I beat all the bosses on Bloodborne. I'll walk you through it, Taz. Nice one. Good thing about 5.0, you will be able to see chat in your VR. That is brilliant. That's the. I'm telling you now, if that's right, that's one of the best things in 5.0. Thoughts on the next Assassin's Creed? It's in Egypt. I've actually pre-ordered that, and me, Mr. Non-Assassins. Anyway, shall we concentrate on this? Let me have one more go at this, because this is a bastard. Thought I were doing well at times, but that bridge is narrow, and there's a lot of them, and it's the big fuckers, which ain't fair. Anywho, let's try again. Can't narrow the fucking bridges. It's not fair, is it? You need this big twat dead. Cool, and you don't want to get hit by that big fucking idiot. Struggling here, boys. Struggling here, not got it together a minute. I need to get my bearings. Come on, get up there, you silly bitch. I think we might as well just not bother with the fucking flash moves and just keep hitting it with that. I think it's the best thing. Oh, you big fucker. Nearly used the C word then.
She's hurt. She won't make it. Get out of the way. Behind you.
Do you know what? It's these big twats down here.
Behind you.
I'll tell you what the worst bit is, shall I? I'll tell you what the worst bit is. You're locked on. You're always locked on a character. You're always locked on one of them. Oh, fuck off, you big twat.
Don't give up.
Oh, fuck off.
Do it. You're close. Behind you.
Fuck on, get in there, you fuck. I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed, Brian, because apparently they've totally revamped it. Yeah, sorry, Splat, if you've already gone, mate. It was a bit intense. There you are, boys. Kick their ass. Thumbs up. Come on. That was intense. I fucking ate my thumb. You can see my thumb.
What happens when she dies?
Cool.
What happens to us?
Well, here we go.
We die too. Do we die too? We die too. I don't want to.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And
Oh,
when
the
everyone's
voices are
gone,
good.
Even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop.
Evening, darkest.
Stop. Senua, stop. What happens to us? Stop. Why would she stop to die? She wants stop. Stop. Stop.
I love these voices. Stop. Don't go. I don't want to die.
Sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
That is so cool about the voices.
I don't want to die. Please stop.
Well, leave then.
Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Oh, wow.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them.
Oh, that's made me go all goosebumpy.
Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made a monster to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
Where is she then? They made them real. She's getting closer.
No.
She's going to die.
Follow your soul. Let go of the center of old.
I'd hang 5 on Metaphor Hammered. It's not one of Housemarque's best. Although I've only played about 20 minutes, half an hour. I'm not going to lie.
Turn back.
But it's a tough left to right platforming with all the 2-stick shooter shit. It's very intense. If I get chance before Uncharted, I'll play it on one of the streams early because a few people are asking. But I'll tell you now, it's fucking difficult.
This place is not quite like that.
Are all them red ones the ones that I've missed? Bastard.
Knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat.
This is a great ending already.
This is her hell.
I hope it's got a good ending. I hope the story don't let it down. Creepy as shit though. Fuck me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. No wonder she's fucked up. That's her mother. Holy shit, fuck.
You see it, Sonny? You see the darkness, faces fear and suffering.
Fuck me.
You can see it.
They did shit like this though, didn't they, in these times? They didn't give a fuck. I'm surprised everybody in that time wanted a fucking lunatic.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
Stab him. Kill him.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the unknown.
No, this is the very end now, matey.
They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside.
I paused it last night at just the last puzzle, the bridge puzzle that we've just done in the last hour. And a pain in the ass battle on the fucking bridge. But I think we're getting right to the end game now. This is it. Are you playing on Mac or PC? What, this game? Neither. This is PS4, mate.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I've watched some on it, Brian. It's pretty intense, mate. Yeah, I'm not on a Mac or PC, mate. I'm on PS4 Pro. All my streaming's on the PS4 Pro.
You created this darkness so you could hide behind it.
Only suffering brings salvation.
Jesus,
It is
fuck
the will
me.
of the gods.
I'll tell you what, when you think about it, whoever wrote this, fuck.
You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother.
Mate, you're gonna miss the end. This is the end battle. Benji, this is the end.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
You're gonna miss it live. Oh dear. What are you having to eat? I've had nothing to eat today. Did you change the stream settings to 1080 60 frames? I think I have, but probably not because Para says it's still low. But I'll check after I've done this stream. I'll start one. I'll just start. I might jump on Matterfall for 10 minutes after, if I finish this within the next 10-15 minutes. Fuck me. Come on, girl, let's kick her ass.
The years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you.
It'd be good if there wasn't a last battle, if just we went through some weird shit. But I've got a feeling we're going to be fighting in a minute.
The darkness is inside you and will destroy you.
I love his voice. The darkness is inside you.
The darkness is here.
The darkness is here. Do not push it away.
Dying dust.
The darkness is here.
Kill me.
Oh, I love the music. Fucking yes. Fuck off.
Behind you. I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You certain it is a lie? The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you. Watch out.
Need to get out to corner. Out, out, out.
Dillion! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillion is gone. Dillion is dead. Let him go now.
What? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me! Come on!
You betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Dillion, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of your death. Let go of Dillion. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Don't catch me from behind, you fuck. Fucking throw stuff at me, you prick. How many of these fuckers have we got to kill?
Watch out. Watch out.
Fuck me, really? Oh, come off it. Fuck off. Now you're going to give me a focus once in a fucking while. Oh, come off it, woman. It's not giving me focus. This has got to be part of the fucking end, surely. This is actually fucking starting to hurt my hands. Oh, come off it. This has got to be part of the fucking... And I actually pulled a block off there. Oh, come on. Fuck off.
Watch out.
No way. No, mate. Honestly, you've missed... We're at the end game of a 10-hour game, mate. This is not repetitive, believe me. This is messing with your head because this is like the entire game what you've been doing. It might seem repetitive, but it's the end game because you're fighting like every boss you've fought in the game. That's what you're watching. You're watching stuff messing with her head psychologically. And I'll tell you something, it's definitely... I think I might be missing something because it's not letting me focus. And I think I'm missing something here. Because I'm not getting any focus. Focus is basically when you pull quite a few moves off, you can like press the right trigger. But it's not giving it me. I need to get out the middle.
Watch out. Behind you. Behind you.
Oh no, that's a bad move. It's not giving me focus either. Just wondering. Come on, fuck off! I'm just wondering if she's actually got to fucking die. There's no way I've got to repeat this if I die.
Watch out. Behind you.
No, I'm not looking at you in a minute. Fucking intense or what? Oh no, fuck off. So I am doing something wrong. I bet I've got to go and kick this twat in the middle. Oh no, don't say I'm dead. Don't say I'm fucking dead, because I'm not... Look, you're making me lose concentration now, look.
Stop. Dillion. Let go of your battle.
Stop. You're killing yourself.
Fuck you all, you pieces of fucking shit. Fuck you. All. Die. You are all gonna fucking die. Maybe not yet. But they said let go. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna let myself die. I am actually gonna let myself die. Or is that the bit... That could be a mistake. That could be a big mistake. I need a drink. My arms are killing. Tell me that's not it. The voices told me to let go. The voices in my head told me to let go. And that was it. That was fucking good though. That was clever. I was kicking ass for ages. I could have gone on all day. Fucking brilliant. Mate, I've not been far off it. My fucking thumb's killing me. I'll tell you what, I bet some people were doing that for fucking ages. But my voice has told me, I don't know if yours did. But that was brilliant. Get the head. Pick the head up. Don't die. I don't want it to die now. I've said it. I've said in the game that it's short to die, and I don't want it to now. Don't die. Let her boyfriend's head save her. I've got to say, this game has been truly, truly fucking spectacular. Honestly. I never thought I'd say that anything would beat Horizon Dawn for my game of the year, but this is fucking spectacular. Yeah, mate, you've just missed a cracker. I was killing everything in the circle, kicking shit, and I literally was killing them and killing them and killing them, and you was fighting all the bosses that you'd done, and then I just kept killing them and nothing was happening, and the voices told me to stop, so I let them kill me, and this is what's happened. Honestly, fucking one of the most enjoyable games I've played in fucking ages. These guys deserve to win so many awards for this game. And if this doesn't win Game of the Year for everybody, I'll be fucking stunned. And I know that anybody in the room now is seeing the end. You need to play this game.
Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? To him? You're not a liar, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know it. I know you have him.
That's her boyfriend's head. That's what she's been carrying all the game. That's what it's all been about.
Take it. I'll be a slave for it. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok.
No way, not even close. I wouldn't put that in my top 5 games of the year. But it was just a game I didn't get on with, mate. Simple as. And it's the kind of thing. Listening to the stream, just not watching it to spoil it. Ah, right. Okay. That's good. But it's been superb, mate. You have to play this game. Yeah, we've not got Mario. I'm going to tell you now, I think the only game that's going to push this now is Mario. But you see, Mario, and I'm not going to say anything negative about it, Mario could be repetitive. I know it's a new environment and a new clever mechanic and he's in the real world, but in that end run, we've all seen the gameplay already and you're still like fetching these stars and doing mini-games and shit. And I've heard it's really long, so if that's really long of repetitiveness, could you honestly stick that in the pot with this for originality. This deserves to win Game of the Year for originality. For originality, period, alone. Seriously. You've got Mario that's Mario. Horizon Dawn OK was fresh, was new, was brilliant. But this, for complete originality, attacking a subject that's never been done properly, this has to win Game of the Year. Period. And I get that Mario Odyssey will be stunning. I get that Horizon Dawn was out of this world. This has to win Game of the Year. To show other studios what can be done, what can be made, and attacking a subject that is very, very tricky. But it's just been fucking superb. No way! No. Fuck. Get up. Get up. Oh, come on. Unless she walks off into the sunset with a boyfriend. That'll be a shit fucking ending. Oh, get up. Oh, is he a lot? Or is it a mum? Here we are.
Be afraid of death, Sarah. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is dark.
This has been brilliant though.
When night time comes, you must look death in the eye and embrace
Looks a bit like him at Maroon 5.
Only then can we let go of fear.
Go on, let her die. And walk off. Together. And the music kicks in. This has been amazing. Any of you noticed I changed the colour of the donation shit at the bottom? I bet you haven't. I want to see a normal. I want to see her die, and I want to see a normal. Mate, this is the very end of probably what's been the best game for the last 10 years. Seriously. Seriously, one of the best games I've ever seen.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senor. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling
Seriously, mate, honestly. You need to play this game. This has been the best video game I've seen in 10 years more.
like a wave from the ocean,
Stunning.
only to return to the sea.
Truly an amazing. This needs to win so many awards for this.
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again. This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
Fucking hell.
Go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
Fuck me. Wow. PS4, mate. It's $24.95 in the PlayStation Store. That was truly, fucking, honestly, totally blown away. And I love the bit at the end saying, we have another story to tell. Please bring it out next week. Fucking hell. Truly. Oh. I've got to say, it's got to have been the best stream I've done so far. The entire game from beginning to end. The best game I've seen. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it that's watched everyone. And anybody who's in the room that's not watched everyone, they're all on my Twitch feed, so feel free to watch them. And what I would say to anybody that's... go and watch the first 15 minutes of the first one, and then go and buy it. It's... honestly, but please be aware it is about mental illness. It is actually about psychosis, schizophrenia. That's what the voices are. They do warn you at the beginning, and it is actually, that's why it's been done so well. Just truly outstanding. Yeah, what I might do, how long? This has took me 5 days, but I have talked a lot in between. Some are saying between 7 to 10 hours, depending on how you play it. Which video, mate? Oh, you mean the one that's on the front end? I don't know if I can play it. You mean, can I play it? I don't know if we can play it in the stream. Do you want me to go and try and run it? Is that what you want me to do? I don't know if we can do that. I'll try if you want. I don't know if it'll stream. I can try it. I think we're going to have to wait for these to finish though. So when these credits have finished, this game should go down in history. Just truly, because it's been original, it's come from nowhere, it's by a British developer, which is fantastic. It's touched on one of the most controversial subjects around mental illness, and it touches it in such a way that involves gameplay of also very disturbing images and thoughts, and the voices do play with your head. What video on the front end of this game is a thing called Hellblade something, and it's actually a video of how they made this with some film, some people have said, and they recommend on it, don't watch the video until you've played the game. So when these credits have run, I'll see if I can play it and put it on the stream now, and I'll leave it on. So if you just give it a minute, because I can't get out these credits. The end, even the ending was just fantastic. If you look at the special thanks going to Recovery College East, Voice Collective and University of Cambridge, all the mental health things. We won't get a credit for seeing, you don't get a trophy for seeing the credits. I think I've missed out on the platinum, which is a shame. And it's all going to be down to them white rings that you press and the guy talks. I know that for a fact, so I'll have missed a few of them, and the only way you can get them is go through the story again. I don't think I want to do that. Depending on how many I've missed, I might go and check. If it's not a lot, I might. All of our fans and supporters for making Hellblade possible. I'm going to say something. I have never ever contacted a developer or even tweeted, here we are, look, this game contains representations of psychosis, people with experience of psychosis, as well as professionals in psychiatry have assisted in these depictions. Some may find these directions disturbing, including those themselves who may have similar experiences. If you would like to find out more about psychosis and mental health, visit the hellbladehelp.info. This game also includes violent scenes that some may find distressing. Fucking outstanding. I actually feel like I want to email them and just say a phenomenal job. Let's hope we can watch this video at the beginning and you guys get it as well. Hellblade feature. Now let me say and let me tell you, like I've said, this warns you that if you've not played the game, it's got spoilers. But if you've watched the entire stream, it's not going to matter. So let's see if we can play it and we'll watch this together. I will do. I am going to drop them a tweet. Warning, the following feature contains spoilers. We recommend watching after completing Hellblade. Are you guys seeing this? I guess you are, because it's on the stream. So let's watch this together. Tell me if you are seeing it, by the way.
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye.
Good, it'll be a good ending then. We'll sit and watch this.
What if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through our eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Yeah, the music's been fantastic, especially the ending music, because you was actually fighting.
Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory.
God, remember that? That was the first scene in the game. That was a long time ago.
She suffers from severe psychotic mental illness. The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica, who stood up to the Romans.
Fuck, she was real.
While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief.
So we're at the movies. Anyone got any popcorn? No, but I tell you what. I've got a bag of chocolate raisins that I'm going to scoff while I'm watching it, so apologies for any noise.
Another word the Celts used in reference to
oh God, look, it's him.
truth, meaning fool, or one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees backward into exile.
Anybody want one?
Growing feathers in his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade.
Chocky raisins, I ate chocolate peanuts last night.
An 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
These are actually 70 pence a bag from Tesco. I buy them every time I shop. I get a bag of chocolate raisins and chocolate nuts. They're gorgeous. Try them. Tesco. Tesco Zone. Oh, sorry, no. I apologise. Asda Zone. 70 pence a bag. Chocolate raisins, chocolate thing. Gorgeous. What I normally do is I eat half a bag of each and then tip them together and then mix them. But I ate the peanuts last night after the stream. Trouble is when I start a bag like that, and they're a big bag as well, not small, quite a lot in, 200 gram bag. I can't stop. Start these and they just go chucking down. Holy shit!
The stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld.
Oh wow, put her back on.
A vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua.
They get a bit sickly though, mate, they do. They're nice, but they don't often get sickly after a few. Can't believe that's her.
This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
I love his voice.
To make a game about
His
a warrior
quest
with
is
mental
great,
illness as its central
with the
theme
dark
is
and
fraught with
growly
danger.
boys.
Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject, so we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at the University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive. And the other is delusions, where somebody...
Oh, I haven't had beef jerky in a long time. There's a lot. It's pretty expensive stuff though.
No good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it.
I stopped buying it because it was bloody expensive. Americans make their own, don't they?
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented.
Sorry if the bag noise is annoying, guys. I apologise.
Challenging to engage people with the subject.
This is brilliant. I'm enjoying this as much as the game. This is a great ending. It's been a good thing all round. Good finish.
Support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game.
Them glasses are too big for his head.
On the condition and allows audiences.
Yeah, expensive, mate, innit? In fact, I might order some next time I go do my shopping. I've not had any for a while. 2015 prototype. They were showing gameplay in 2015.
It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness.
It'd be great to work in that industry like that. I'd love to do that.
Diseases or physical trauma. It is not
I'd love to work in a gamer development.
Trauma or severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role.
That's when mental illness was so poorly handled in the 50s and 60s. It was fucking horrendous. Because you just got labelled as crazy and chucked in a fucking building with other people. Just horrendously terrible. Guys, quick note. I watched a programme last night on ITV Catch Up called Le Mans 24 1955 Disaster. It's on for about an hour. It's fucking unbelievable. Bit gruesome. Oh, where?
Ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernie Ho provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears.
Oh,
it gives
wow.
you a sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Oh, weird.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback.
Oh, it's him, the actor. I knew that was his voice, the dark voice. Him. I knew it was him.
To represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
I'll tell you now, if these are bringing out a second game, which the ending kind of talks about, it'll be the most looked forward to game
visions and flashbacks.
ever.
We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experienced.
I need to put these down, because I'm shoveling these in like fucking wano.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper?
It's a shame if it is a long way. Well, we've just seen a bit where they'd got gameplay in 2015, which is 2 years away, but nobody knew they were making this though, did they? That's what's brilliant about this. So these things we've seen in the game are actually experiences from real people with mental health. Like, these are their statements, and that's what they've put in the game. So this kind of thing is what real mental illness people have seen. Which is shocking to think, you know. Some of the shit we've seen. When I move quickly, it's a strain on me. Things go too quick for my mind, they get blurred. Imagine if that's what's happening in your head. In your real life. I see waviness and melting of the walls, it makes me feel sick. Yeah, good night Benji, it is getting late, but I am going to sit and continue watching this. No problem if people do leave the room, it's been enjoyable. Told you I couldn't put these down.
To refine our work, we continue to
No problem, mate. I shall be. Might be back tomorrow night with a new game for an hour or two. It's Saturday night. I normally have a break on a Saturday night, and then it's the show on Sunday. And I'll be back Monday.
Flashbacks, visions, and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
Getting ready for Uncharted this week.
Are incredibly excited about being involved.
For another stream of a full game, probably. Oh shit, this chocolate all over my shit.
Values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that
Is it bollocks?
becomes valid. That actually
is it Friday tomorrow?
Is something that we should all be talking about.
Sorry.
The experiences described range from beautiful.
Okay, I will be back on tomorrow night. Then.
I heard of a girl.
Is it Friday tomorrow?
An angry voice screaming at her.
I'm not really disturbed.
I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in the room.
Oh, Skylines. I've had half an hour on it, Potsley, and I bloody hated it, mate, but I was very tired. I need to watch some videos of it, because I've got to say, it wasn't... No, I've remembered now, because of the bins. I love his voice. There's no one left for you to do this. Senua.
Have we gone too far with our representations or not?
I wonder how much voice actors get. We're all losing track of days. Rough like your sword.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things.
Yeah, mine's on shop too. It's been there for ages.
Most of the things that we might think.
When is it actually due out? Is it Tuesday? Can somebody get me a day?
Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance.
What actual day are we due to get it?
How everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him.
I am going to say this, by the way, guys. I will be playing Uncharted when I get it, and I'll stream it when I get it. So the streams may be in the daytime next week when I first get the game. So I will not be able to sit here and hang on to that game and wait till the night.
And they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people.
So we'll get it. So we'll get it Wednesday, will we? Or will Shop 2 do a magical early release? Oh, I hope they do. Not going to happen though, is it? But I will be streaming in the daytime, so if you're not available to watch it in the daytime, you'll have to jump on it on the recording. But there's no way I can sit with that and not play it.
And strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress.
This is really clever now they've explained all this.
Much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her.
This is the story about the real girl, I bet now. This is the cool bit.
Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for
Oh,
the
what
role,
beautiful
and I knew her
eyes.
well enough to
Holy
know
sh...
that I
Her eyes
didn't
are
have to
real.
teach her to act, but to relive
She has
her
got
own
big
material
eyes.
pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us.
Holy shit. Gorgeous
My hope is
eyes.
that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
It's done. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
Me being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience.
Poster
in
for
a very
Enslaved at the
way.
back, look.
There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think
Audio's a bit
there is
out
lot
of sync,
realism
which is a shame.
in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
That's a great picture.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory have asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
Yeah, but they don't recommend you play it, do they, if you're suffering from that illness? So it might not be the best plan you've ever had.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society.
Crazy question, like they say, hypothetically. How do we know that we're normal? Why do we perceive as us being normal? What's to say that the people that suffer from mental illness, that they aren't normal? What happens if we're in the wrong? What happens if our world is the crazy world and their world is the normal world and we're the ones that are really crazy? Good fitting end. Have to say, guys, that has been simply an experience that I will treasure for a long time. And I am so sad it's over. I'll tell you something, I would love that picture as a tattoo. That picture there done really well as a tattoo right on my arm as my cover up that I've been trying to get. It's a good one though, it's deep. How do we know we're normal? We may not be normal. The people with psychosis could be normal. Maybe we should be hearing voices. That's the real world. We live in the crap world. But that would make an awesome tattoo. Would it not? To cover mine up. Because it's got all the dark places. Do you know what? I might just finally go and get a cover-up tattoo of some description. Anyway, guys, the room's emptying. It's a late one. It's getting on for 1 AM. I have loved it. I will be back tomorrow night, because as we have surmised, it's not Saturday like Crazy Man here thinks. It's Friday tomorrow. So really thanks for watching the stream, guys. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this game, because I have to say, I have immensely, as you've probably gathered. I can't afford the sleeve. I would dearly, dearly, as my last wish in life, I would love, from here, I've got 2 tattoos that want covering up. There's one here that's a name from my marriage, which obviously is a bit shit. This tattoo here, this looks like a Blair on screen. I've had this since I was 16 years old. That is a 35, 40-year-old tattoo. 35-year-old tattoo. It's awful, it's terrible. I would ideally love from my elbow round here, down here, and all round to cover that and cover that. But I want it to be video game history. So I want it to be like going back right from the earlies right up to modern times, like to finish with things like Horizon Dawn or this, because I think a tattoo like that really done well would be an amazing sleeve. However, guys, I've been quoted at £700, and that kind of money is a lot. But yeah, I would dearly love it. But to be honest, just to get that covered, the name, and to have it on the inside of my arm up there, I think a really good tattoo, probably start of a sleeve maybe, but all up inside there, something like a picture like that, or something with that on it and the evilness in the game, you know, all the cool stuff that we've seen on the pictures. I think it would make a great tattoo. I also wanted somebody to design me one, because just to walk into a tattoo shop and say, look, I want a sleeve with a video game history, for all I know, they have got no clue about video games. I'm not bringing an actual design to the table. So you're starting from a very bad point. So I'd love somebody to design a half sleeve of a video game. And if you've seen, there's a couple of good tattoo things on Twitter, by the way. I follow, I think one's called Custom Tattoos, one's just called Tattoos. And if you follow them, what they show some really cool pictures of what a designer has drawn, but it's actually a sleeve. So they've drawn it on a flat 2D plane, and then the next picture is the actual 2D plane on somebody's arm. So you're basically literally drawing a flat 2D plane that's going to wrap around the arm, and some of them are truly outstanding. So if somebody could design a great picture for me through video game history, and I'm talking a really top quality, obviously, because it's a tattoo one, I think it would be great. Because you could then walk into the tattoo shop and say, look, I want a half sleeve, there we are, is this possible? And I will say the tattoo artist up the road which I went to is very well renowned in this area to be two of the best tattooists in Derbyshire, and I actually watched him work when I went into the shop, and he was doing a one on a girl's arm, and I have to say it was truly cracking. It was an amazing tattoo he was working on. But let me tell you this, I asked him if he could do that, and he said yes, he would love to have a go at it. And we'd sit and talk about the design, and he'd draw it, and we'd talk about it and make appointments. If I tell you, I had to pay £60 down just to say yes. He couldn't even book me in for the tattoo until next March, which just totally put me straight off. Oh, and then he said I think he said it was something like £250 an hour. No, sorry. I'm wrong, let me rephrase that. I think he said it was £350 a session, but it's a 6-hour session. That's how he worked it out. And I said to him, how long do you think it would take for a half sleeve? And he came back and said it's probably 2.5 sessions, so you're looking at £700 easy. And if I could miraculously find £700 of disposable income, I would go to the next tattoo shop straight away. It's something I would really love. I've always said with my tattoos, I've got quite a few. I've got a top of a back piece, but they're all old now. I haven't had a tattoo. The last tattoo I had was my Derby County Ram on there, and you can't really see that. That was the last tattoo I had, and that was about 3 years ago. And I always said through my life of tattoos, and I've got the odd ones everywhere, if money was no object, I would have tattoos complete. I would have full sleeves from the wrist to the shoulder. But I am almost a big believer. I love tattoos. I think they're great art. I could talk about a subject about women's tattoos. I could get into an argument about that. But as tattoos as they are now, I think they're just fantastic. It's just moved on so much. If money was no object, I know I would have a full sleeve on both arms. However, I will say this. I draw the line at any tattoos on the hands and above the neck. I think anyone who has got facial, neck or hand tattoos, I think it's and I'm a believer in tattoos. I love them, but I have to say you have to start questioning if you're having tattoos on your hand and on your neck. And I just think to myself, you obviously like tattoos. It's a great thing. It's a very addictive thing. But honestly, if you're putting tattoos on yourself to a point, and I know that there's people could be in this room that's got tattoos on the hands and the neck, and that's your choice, because I get that. I know what tattoos feel like. It's an addictive hobby. You could go and cover yourself from head to foot if you could, because it's crazy. But the point is, I just feel that society, and as normal human beings, society look down on tattoos. Always have done, always will do. Whether that you take that on board, and I'm a big believer of, you know this, guys, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks either way about anything. But what I am going to say is, I just find that tattoos is a lovely thing to have and enjoy, and you don't need to have them on your hands and your neck to enjoy them. You've got so much other areas. And I just look at it like this, and I'm talking from a point of socialism, right, where there are important jobs in the world, there are important situations in the world. You may meet somebody that you dearly love, want to get married, and la-di-da-di-da. You could be the best person in the world. You could be the best, loveliest person in the world. But if you've got tattoos all across your hand or on your neck, and you go and meet their parents for the first time, no matter how great a picture that your fiance or girlfriend has painted of you to be the loveliest person in the world, you know it, I know it, that the second you walk in that house, you've done. Because they're going to look at your tattoos on your hands, the tattoos on your neck, and they are immediately going to get an impression. We know that you shouldn't. I've always advocated all my life. I've had tattoos since I was 15 years old, and I used to get shit. And I once had a great argument in a pub, and I think I'd been for a job interview, and I'd got a suit on, and I looked really smart, hair done, suit on, trousers, the lot, the works. We sat in the pub and talked with some people, got really talking, and we brought the subject up of tattoos. And a couple of people were really snotty and said, oh my God, I find it very, very disgraceful and it's an awful thing to do. And I must say, don't you agree that tattoos are awful? And we got into a kind of bit of a... And I didn't say anything. I stood up, took my suit jacket off, undid my shirt, took my shirt off. I've got a massive tattoo on my arm up here. I've got a tattoo on my arm up here. I turn round and my entire back has got a tattoo on it. And I just turned round, showed them, put my shirt back on, put my jacket back on, and said to them, did you think I'd got tattoos? And they were like, I said, one thing you must never do, never judge a person by what they look like on the outside. Because I'd had like the greatest afternoon of chatting and joking and laughing with these people, and then they made a subject that just was crazy, and I just proved a point. So yeah, tattoos is a crazy, weird subject, but generations don't accept them. I know it, I've lived with it. Anyway, one day maybe I may look into it, especially just this. I'm quite intrigued now because I've got some ideas of what I want, especially inspired by these pictures in this game. It's a very... I will say this. When I was younger and had tattoos, let me tell you right now, and I know inflation and shit changes, but I can tell you now, my entire back piece on the top of my back stretches right across, okay? I'll try and get a picture one day. I'll get my daughter to take a picture and put it on Twitter, because a lot of people have asked me what it looks like. It's old, but it's still good. That entire piece across the top of there cost me £45. £45. And I'm just pissed that today's society, tattoo is so popular and so crazy with the celebrities and the movie stars and all these people. It's ridiculously overpriced. Being a tattoo artist today is one of the greatest businesses you will ever run. I've sat and spoke to tattoo artists that the money they earn is truly crazy. Take that one up the road I've just said. He can't even get me in until March. They're open 6 days a week. Tell you, it's massive. Massive. I saw a guy who had his face totally covered the other day. It was... Yeah, I mean, same as I've just said. I mean, enjoy your tattoos, but be realistic. Be normal. Anyway, one day, guys, I will have a gaming tattoo on this arm. I can't wait. And it may be soon. I might just push myself to go and do it. Sadly, though, I might have to go somewhere else other than down here because these are booked up. Anyway, I am going this time. I am going to say goodnight. I might just... By the way, if you're in the room and see me, in about 10 minutes, if you see me pop on the stream again, I wouldn't bother jumping on because I'm just going to test the new 5.0 settings, see if it can be changed or see if it can run. So I will be on tomorrow night, sometime after 8 o'clock. I'd like my tattoos, but always some console or other used to take a spend that. Yeah, that's true, and consoles are that bloody... Well, think about it. If I buy an Xbox One X for the show in November, that's £450. That's half towards my tattoo. Crazy time, innit? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go then, guys, so thank you for the stream. This has been one of the best ever. It really has. I'm really sad this is finished. I'll be lost tomorrow night. As for tomorrow night, might be Matterfall, might be a bit of City Skylines. I'll decide when we get online or 5 minutes before. I would say I'll probably play Matterfall just for an hour to show you guys anyway. But I will be on. Might be for a bit more chatting and stuff. So until tomorrow night, thank you guys. Don't forget any subs on the channel is on the Twitch channel. They're all there. Don't forget your Prime subs are free. Don't forget to renew them in a couple of weeks, but I will remind you when we get there. If you want to donate normal, the donation thing is at the bottom. crankytoes@gmail.com is where you can contact me, and crankygamersuk.net is where our podcast is. So good night, have a pleasant evening, and have a great day tomorrow, and I shall speak with you tomorrow night. So thank you guys, and good night. It's been good.